Today I'm going to introduce one of my favorite concepts called the power of your words. And this comes from an ancient Sanskrit term called Vak Siddhi. And in Sanskrit, Siddhi means power. And Vak is a very interesting word because you can see that the word vocal cords and voice have Vak as the foundational root of those words, the source of our language. And in the Vedic cosmology, whatever you want to call it, all of our organs have the physical aspect and then the spiritual aspect. So, I mean, technically, our vocal cords are some, flaps of, I guess, muscle or whatever. I don't know what they're made of. Some kind of flesh vibrating. We push air through it, and somehow it turns into words. Now, the Vak itself is the spiritual organ. Like if you were to, you know, cut cut yourself open, you won't find it. It doesn't have the physical existence. Its existence is only in this beautiful aspect of being a human, which we're, something a little bit more than just a bunch of, bag of bones and meat and all that other stuff. So the Vak is essentially what tunes the words that come out of our mouth and impart it with different qualities. So let's look really closely at what really goes on. So we have, I've talked about consciousness, which is the mind is where words are stored and words are formed. So we tend to only communicate with words that we have learned. It's hard to say words that you've never heard before. You don't know. So we've got our collection of words in our mind, but we have ideas. The genesis of those ideas is in our consciousness, this empty space. Eckhart Tolle called stars. If you look out in the sky, the night sky, you see a bunch of black, empty space. It's just vast, and then you have the stars arising in space somehow. And so, words, he called them thought forms, or maybe it's thought forms and words are really. Before we have words, we have these thought forms somehow emerging from the emptiness of our consciousness. And then somehow we make a decision that we want to project those words out of our mouth. And so the thought forms get mixed with air, and then we say stuff, and then that shoots out of our mouth and lands on the eardrums of somebody else. And this is where the real quality, the real power of your words comes. And most people they have really no real awareness of what they're saying in terms of the impact it has on other people. Now, as a leader, your job is to use your words to create this kind of alignment, like iron filings organizing themselves around a magnet. You're wanting to bring others into alignment with your vision, and the methodology you have is your word. I mean, the other methodology is people who have guns. I don't teach that methodology. We've got plenty of people who are really good at kind of using coercion and force to create alignment, but those kind of alignments, there's they're not. First of all, it's very ugly, and it doesn't really create any kind of lasting result in the world. Anything gained by force is also going to be lost by force. It's just a vicious cycle. Let's just leave it at that. So what I'm teaching is resonance and getting people to agree because it's in their best interest, as opposed to avoiding some kind of pain or suffering. So how do we get these words? How do we affect the quality of them? And I'm going to talk a little bit about that now. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? This is a really good introduction. Just realizing that your words are like energy packets. Each word is like a little package of energy that you're projecting, you know, through your vocal cords and your lips. It's traveling through the air, and then it lands on the ears of somebody else, and then how they hear those words, how they interpret them. So it's a lot more than words. It's the energetic state, the energy of that packet, the flavor of that packet from an energetic level. So I don't want to make it sound too hard. And, you know, there's a temptation to kind of monitor yourself. And that's okay in the beginning, but really what we're going to work on in the next video is how to cultivate a state where where your words just naturally have power. And we'll do that in the next video.